Hey everyone, I know it's been a couple of days, but life's been going on, so back at it with another video. We're gonna do baked ziti today. So we're gonna look at what we need for it first. Okay, so here's everything you'll need. You'll need tomato paste, diced tomatoes, crushed tomatoes, an onion, a bell pepper. You could use green, yellow, red. Some pasta. I usually use penne pasta, but we didn't have any, so we're using these fancy like bow tie ones. And then this is Italian seasoning. This stuff's really good. I like it a lot. So we're gonna use that. Some Parmesan cheese and some honey. That's like honey from my mother-in-law's bees. And some olive oil. And you can use beef. We're using the meatless crumbles, you know. If you don't like that and you want to use regular stuff, go ahead. And I don't care if I get made fun of for using these, but that's what we're going to use. So, all right, that is everything you'll need. So there's two parts to step one. One, you're going to turn your oven on to 350. And you're going to fill a pot up with water and start boiling it. Next, you're gonna cut your bell pepper and your onion up into cubes. So, first you just cut them in half. And then what I do is break the seed thing out and go to the side. Try to keep all the pepper, as much pepper as you can. And then after that, I cut them in half again, and then half again. And you slice, there's this little vein that you want to get out, this whole thing. You don't want to eat that. Do I know why? No, I don't know why, I just know you cut it out. So same thing, you're going to get all these off. Same thing, there's a vein there again. You cut it off. And then the last one, the last vein, just cut it off. So then you're gonna cut it into strips, just like that. So they want to be like little strips. And then when you get them in strips, I just take them in like a little row, like a floor. We'll do this, like a little row like that, and just slice them into squares, like so. And then you just cut the same thing, just cut it all in strips, and then no squares. Strips, and then turn them sideways, squares. And same thing, strips, and then the squares. Don't be upset if you're not as fast as me at first, you know. Not everyone can be awesome. I'm just playing, okay? Now we're gonna do the onion, okay? We're only gonna use half of this, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna, so, see how there's the little, whatever the root, and then this thing, I cut it, you wanna cut it in the same direction, just like that, same direction in half. Then once it's in half, you got, you know, it's gonna be like that. And you want to get all the skin off. But first, you're going to cut the root off and this back part. I just cut a little slit, like just a little slit, just enough to get it off, like that much off the back. And then you just cut the root off. Same thing on the other side. Okay. Just cut that little root off. You don't want to eat that. Then, now you still have the skin. There should be a little layer, and you can just peel it off. I don't have any fingernails, so it's being a little difficult. Okay. There. See, so then you can just peel this little layer off. Not stress now. Now, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut little, so now you have a half an onion that's ready to cut, that doesn't have any of the skin on it, or any of the roots, or any of the other stuff. So what you're gonna do is, you're gonna cut little, here, I'm just gonna do it and I'll show you what you need to do first. You can cut little strips, but not all the way to the back. A couple millimeters from the back so it all stays together. Okay, so now you got like this thing, but it still stays together because I only cut to like right there, so it stays together. So now, but then you just cut it in little strips all the way across. And then now what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut strips like this like onto it, strips like that, 2 of them. So, let's see if I can get this, just like, you're gonna cut just like this. Just like that, and then you're gonna try to get all the way to as close as you can in the middle. I usually get like 2 of them. Now it's all ready. Now, you're just gonna cut like this. So now you're gonna get nice little squares of onion. And then when you get to the end of that part that's still together, you want to break it apart and you can just start cutting it finer by itself. Isn't this sweater fucking awesome? I got it at Plato's Closet for $8. I like it a lot. Find some good stuff there, you know? Yep. Just letting you guys know that I like this sweater, and I think I look freaking fantastic in it. Okay. Okay, so now, there you go. Now you got your onions and bell peppers all cut up, nicely fine chopped. Hold on, don't touch. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do is take a normal pot like this, just a pot, I don't know. Use whatever pot you have that's like almost this size. You're gonna turn your heat on. Okay, so get your pot, turn it on to medium heat. Okay, so we'll come in here. Okay, so pot, medium heat, okay? Okay. Now you're gonna take some olive oil. You only need like a little drizzle of it just so you could cook the onions and bell peppers. Okay, just like that. Just enough to coat the bottom of the pan, pot, whatever. Okay, close it. Now we're gonna let this heat up. Usually how I can tell it's heated up is it moves really fast. If it's still like slow and sluggish, like it moves really slow, then it's not ready. So you want to just let it go a little bit. While that's going, my water is boiling. So I'm gonna add my pasta to the water. Pour the whole thing in there, all of it. Give that a little stir. What I like to do when I do this is add a little bit of olive oil into the water and a little bit of salt into the water too. And just a little bit of salt into the water. I don't know, it gives the pasta a little more flavor instead of just water. Yes, I don't know. Okay. So now, I think I need to turn this up more. It's kind of taking a minute to go. Just give your pasta a little stir in there so it all gets mixed in there. While I'm waiting for my oil to heat up, I'm going to open all these cans. Okay, I'm just going to open my cans. And if you want to learn how to open a can opener, you put the can on there and you turn. You turn slow. No, you can go as fast as you can. I have one of these fancy can openers though. This one doesn't need a can opener, it has a pop top. Okay, so when I do these canned tomatoes I usually rinse them off because I don't like the taste of that juice that's in there. When you use those, it just tastes like canned tomatoes, and I don't like that. So I pour them out and I rinse them off. because I don't know, I just don't like that juice. If you want to keep that juice in there, you go ahead, but I'm not going to do that. I don't like it. So I just rinse them off, get all that juice off there, leave them there because we don't need them yet. Okay, so now, yeah, my oil looks good now. So now we're going to add the onions and bell pepper into this oil. Just like so. Oh, I like to clean up where I go so I don't have to do it later. Okay. Open this last can up while I'm waiting for it. I'm turning it, this isn't hot enough for me, so I turn it up to like a little bit over medium, like kind of high, but not quite high. If that makes sense, you know. Okay, so we're opening this last can. Pasta's going and all that stuff's working. Okay. On the crushed tomatoes, you don't pour them out, you don't rinse them off because they're already crushed, so you just leave them like that. Okay. Now, we'll do a quick little stir up. Put these cans back here so they're just ready to go. I don't think I'm going to use all that. I'm going to use quite a bit of it though. Peppers and onions are going nicely. Our oven is ready, but we don't need to go yet. Okay. So I'm going to let these cook, and then I'll go show you the next step after, when these are ready to, you know, the next step, yeah. Okay, so now the peppers and stuff are looking pretty good. These are about done. My noodles, that was a little faster than I thought, so I'm gonna just pour them into a strainer in the sink. Just leave them there for a minute. I'm just gonna leave them there for a minute because I don't need them right now. And then okay. Now what you're gonna do is, I forgot an ingredient. I can find it. I need some garlic. So I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic into there now. Just a little spoonful. Don't want it to burn, that's why I didn't put it in there earlier. So I'm gonna just mix that up a little bit. This smells really good. Now I'm gonna add my meat. If you guys are using meat, go ahead. Now just get a fork and mush it all down. When I get it close to ready, I'll show you what it looks like here. Or get it all mixed up. Okay, so everything's looking pretty well. So you want it to look just like that. The peppers are kind of transparent, and so are the onions. Okay, now your next step is you're gonna add your tomato paste. Okay, straight in there. Let that get going, let that cook for a minute so it melts down, because it's kind of thick, so you want it to like cook down and not be as thick anymore. Give it a good mix in here. I'll show you what it's gonna look like. Sorry, I'm making a mess and I don't like it. I'm gonna get my paper towel to put my utensils on. Okay. Okay, so now this is what you're gonna look like now that you added your tomato paste. So now it's kind of clumped up together. That's what you want it to look like. Okay, now we're gonna add the diced tomatoes that I have in the sink. So rinse them off. You don't have to rinse them off. I'll say that again, you don't have to rinse them off. I don't want everyone being like, oh, I don't do that. I don't care if you don't do that, I do that. Okay. Now you just give that a good mix again. Okay. Now we're gonna add the crushed tomatoes. Okay. Give that another good mix. Okay, now that's all mixed up. We're gonna add our Italian seasoning. This stuff's good. I really like this stuff. This stuff is, use it every time I make anything Italian. Which, I'm not Italian, but you know, I like to make Italian food. Just put like a good, you know, a good amount in there, because you don't want to mix it up. Same thing like I always say in all of them when I'm mixing up seasonings. If I don't see it after I stir it up, then I'm going to add more. But this time it looks like I've mixed it up and I can see it. You can see it in almost, so every time you get a bite you're going to get some seasoning, which is perfect. Okay. Now you don't have to do this, but I like to do it because it kind of makes it like a little bit sweeter. Don't use that shit honey, get some good stuff. So I got some good honey, some good made from bees honey from a backyard. So I'm just gonna get a good, this stuff's thick and nice and good. You know, gonna get a good glob of it, put it in there. If it doesn't come off your spoon, then we're just gonna have to leave it in there. It will come off though, it will come off eventually. Just like that. And just let it drizzle on in there. This is to, because I don't know if you noticed, but when you eat spaghetti sauce, sometimes it's a little bit sweeter. So that's where you could either use sugar or honey. I like to use honey though, because I think it tastes better. And if it starts to bubble, turn it down. Like I got mine on simmer, so it's like almost low now, because it's pretty much done. We're just gonna let this go for a couple more minutes though, you know, let everything kind of mix in. So, I'll be back again, or let me show you what it looks like before I say I'll be back again. So now that's what you're gonna get. Just like that. So now, we're gonna let this cook for a couple minutes, so all the ingredients can mix up and incorporate, you know. And then we'll come back and we'll put everything together and put it in the oven. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. I got the sauces looking how I want it to look. So I'm gonna start mixing everything together and actually making it into baked ziti, not just spaghetti. You know, okay, so I'm gonna take the pot that I had, the bigger pot that I had the pasta in, and I'm gonna pour the pasta straight back into it. Like so, just pour it back in. Then, kind of been sitting there for a minute, so kind of mushed together, gotta make it loose again. Okay, so now the pasta's all loose again. I'm gonna take my sauce that I just made, and I'm just gonna pour it straight into this other pot, and get it all out of there. Now we're going to give this a good mix, get it all incorporated into the pasta. Don't worry if you spill some, just clean it up. Try not to spill a lot of it though. Like I said, I usually use penne pasta, but we don't have any. So I use this, whatever we had. I can't tell you how good it smells in here. You're gonna love the way it smells. Also, you don't have to make the baked ziti with this. You can just like put it on top of some spaghetti and you got spaghetti, you know, but I like baked ziti. I like to do this. Okay, so now it's all mixed up. You can kind of see it's just all incorporated and looks good and nice. Okay, now you're gonna get one of these. You think she like, I don't know what size this one is. I don't care, you can figure out which one you want to use, you know? We don't use measuring cups, we don't use that. We don't care. Okay. If it all doesn't fit, then get a bigger one. How about that? How about you just go off of that? If it doesn't fit, get a bigger one. Okay, so we're gonna just pour it straight in there. All of it in there just like that. Okay. Make sure you get all your noodles out. Okay. Now, you just want to make sure it's even. So spread it out nice and evenly around. Oh my god. This stuff smells so good right now. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm gonna take your cheese, your mozzarella cheese, and you're just gonna pour it on top of there. Make sure it's evenly spread out. Just spread it out evenly, just like that. Usually use a whole bag. Okay. All right. That's what it looks like, all ready to go in the oven. So now we're just gonna do exactly that, put it in the oven. I don't think I can do this like this. I'm gonna set this up like this, and then I'm gonna put it in the oven. Okay. So now I'm gonna put it in the oven. I don't know how long. I just check it until it like looks good. So okay, it's 5:56. So I'll tell you what time it is when I take it out. Okay, it's been about a half an hour, and this is what you want it to look like. Bam. So we're gonna take this out of here and put it in a bowl. There it is, all out of the oven and ready to eat. So try to make this like the cheesy stuff. Try to do this fancy. Oh, I kind of did it. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna turn this around. Oh, and I'm gonna take a bite of it and let you guys know how it tastes. Really hot. Get some of this cheese, but not the whole block. Okay, there we go. That's so good. It's like my favorite thing ever. It's so good. Thank you guys again for watching my videos and stuff. If you could do me a favor, can you guys hit subscribe on YouTube? You know, thank you guys. You guys have a good day. I hope you guys are making all this stuff. If you are, let me know what you think about it and how easy it is. Give me some feedback. I don't know if I'm doing good on these videos or not. So just let me know. You guys have a good night.